You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
A mega merger changing the game for consumers. We'll tell you how it's reshaping the media landscape.
Plus, while you're preparing those hurricane kits for your family, don't forget about your pets. We'll have a live report with what you need to do to keep them safe and secure in case of a storm. And
a day on the water off Anna Maria. One father and son won't soon forget the unexpected visitor who swam on by. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Hello, early risers. It is 6 a.m. Wednesday, June 13th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning, as also John Scalzi. Maybe some rain showers in the forecast today?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so. In inland areas particularly, though the morning commute should be pretty much rain-free. We're looking at quiet conditions on radar, with the exception of a few scattered showers down around Fort Myers. And the general wind flow and the amount of moisture in the air is all very similar to yesterday. That little disturbance that was there yesterday as well near areas of Fort Myers lifted northward and produced some rain showers around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor as we headed into the 9-10 o'clock hour. I'll put the rain chance at about 10%. Really, that's about it. If you look at the rainfall futurecast, mostly it's going to be in inland areas. That's where you see that dark blue. That's where the heaviest rain will fall. Over 1-inch rainfall is likely in that location, with some slow-moving thunderstorms building on the sea breeze front. Little mix of sun and clouds to start the morning. UV indexes will be high this afternoon, particularly along the coastline where there'll be less cloud cover, more cloud cover in those inland locations. And the forecast for today shows that slight chance of a morning shower, building rain chances as we head into the lunchtime hour with about a 20% chance then. And then as we head into the afternoon, that's when our best chance for rains will be, and that will be mostly in inland locations. We'll talk about that, talk about the red tide, talk about the tropics, all coming up in just a few.
A lot to talk about. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads right now. First off, you'll see an issue at 68th Street at 66th Avenue. In fact, side-by-side icons there, maybe a couple of accidents. We'll check on that throughout the morning. Also 301 in both directions, just south. Yeah, sure enough, there are 2 accidents there. Interesting situation there. Let's check farther south now at the northern half of Sarasota County. Nothing in the red right now, just some minor delays on 41 southbound as you approach the Ringling Causeway. And then our final map to the south will show us just not much to speak of. Just take it slowly as you head out the door at 6:02.
Well, some new details this morning in that scandal that is rocking the University of Southern California. A federal civil rights investigation has been launched over claims of sexual harassment against USC's gynecologist George Tyndall, or whether or not those claims may have even been covered up. In a statement, Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos made it clear that they will get to the bottom of all of these allegations. Now, in advance, more than 50 patients so far have come forward accusing the former gynecologist of inappropriate conduct. In an interview with the LA Times, Tyndall denied any wrongdoing. As for USC's president, he announced last month that he will be stepping down.
A controversial mega merger has been approved, AT&T and Time Warner. So how could this affect you? ABC's Janae Norman explains.
The $85 billion merger approved.
On behalf of everyone at AT&T and Time Warner, we are gratified with the court's decision to categorically reject the government's bid to block this historic merger.
A federal judge clearing the way for AT&T to acquire Time Warner, making the mobile carrier more like an Amazon or Netflix as AT&T takes over networks like HBO, CNN, TBS, and TNT. For AT&T users, that could mean more of that content right on your phone. President Trump strongly opposed the deal since it was announced.
A deal we will not approve in my administration because it's too much concentration of power in the hands of too few.
The Justice Department arguing the merger would lead to fewer choices for consumers and higher prices for television and internet. But the judge ruling the Justice Department hadn't made its case.
We're obviously disappointed with the judge's decision.
It does not change our views that structural remedies is the best way to protect American consumers.
Lawyers for AT&T say the company will be racing to close the deal within the next week, adding consumers could see a drop in prices.
As the evidence of the trial showed, this will only serve to benefit consumers.
And we could now see other corporations rush to make deals. There's the Sprint T-Mobile merger that's already been proposed, and Disney, ABC's parent company, bidding to buy part of 21st Century Fox, could have some competition if Comcast starts a bidding war. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Well, we are officially 13 days into hurricane season. Imagine having to evacuate and not knowing what to do with your pets.
There are some things you need to know as pet owners. There are also new shelters as well in Sarasota County. Marla Spence is live at one shelter, Booker High School in North Sarasota County. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, this is just one out of 11 hurricane shelters or centers in Sarasota County that will be accepting pets this hurricane season. Last year, there were 4 shelters that accepted pets. Now, Sarasota County recognized out of 20,000 people who evacuated to centers during Hurricane Irma last year, many of those evacuees had pets, but only had a few choices when it came down to seeking refuge from the storm. Now this year, the 11 hurricane evacuation centers will be between North and South Sarasota County. And if you need to evacuate this year, Sarasota County wants you to know that you need to prepare your pets as you would yourself. Now that means having a supply kit designated for your furry friend. Now coming up at 6:30, what exactly do you need in that kit to make your pet stay in a hurricane center comfortable? We're going to be telling you coming up. Reporting live in Sarasota, Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Some good information. Well, Florida businesses now have a new way to prepare for and react to those natural disasters like storms. A new website from the state, floridadisaster.biz, has everything you need to know about preparing your business for an impending storm and where to get help if there is some storm damage. Includes links to short-term loan programs, damage surveys, also local emergency contacts.
The community relies on businesses, and the employees that work in those businesses also do. And so the quicker businesses open up, the quicker the community gets back to feeling normal, and then they're going to recover even that much faster.
Proctor also adds that most shop owners also have to plan for their families and homes in case of a storm, so businesses sometimes get last priority.
A father and son made a new friend while boating off Anna Maria Island. Look at this video. A full-size hammerhead shark swam up. They spotted it in shallow waters about 4 feet deep. Hammerheads do not seek out humans as prey, but will attack if provoked. Certainly a day on the water this father and son will not soon forget. Wow, that would change your day.
Dad, can we bring him home and put him in the bathtub? No, son. No, we cannot.
Wow, all things ended peacefully there. Wow. Not sure how far off the coast they were.
Yeah, and only in 4 feet deep of water too. Wasn't even very deep.
Close to the swimmers.
Yeah, no, don't say that.
All right, I won't say it. I'll take that back.
Don't make that reality.
All right, 6:07, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Well, June is PTSD Awareness Month. Coming up, we are going to tell you why more service dogs like the ones here are being used to help veterans with PTSD.
Here's a peek outside our window. I saw plenty of stars in the sky today. Looks like it could be a clear day. We'll find out, though, from Professor Scalzi on whether that's true or not.
Absolutely right, Ray. We are looking at no inclement weather boxes checked on our drive time forecast. Rain, fog, wind, temps, none of that's a problem. We will see perhaps on the drive home a better chance of some rainfall in inland areas, but not so much near the coast. All the area airports that serve Sarasota, Bradenton, all the hubs running on time, and we still have that problem with red tide. In fact, Siesta Key showing an intense amount of red tide irritants in the air, according to Mote Marine spotters. Your beach forecast, however, calls for lots of sunshine. Daytime high temperatures will top out at about an 11 or 88, and the UV index at an 11, making it in the extreme category. So slather on that sunscreen. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we look at about a 10% chance of showers during the morning hours. That's it. Otherwise, sunny and dry near the coast for most of the day. But inland, you will have increasing rain chances as we head into the 3 p.m. hour. Look for about a 30% chance of rainfall then. As we head into the evening, rain chances go down, of course, with the setting sun, and a few of the showers may try to work their way back to the coast, but they will be few and far between. Titan radar right now pretty quiet across our entire area. We did have that one cluster of showers down to the south, kind of died out. Otherwise, we might see, because of the onshore flow, an isolated shower to move onshore during the morning hours, but it's by afternoon by far when the best chance of rain will be. So we have this frontal boundary located to the north of us, this trough of low pressure. We have a high pressure ridge sitting out in the Atlantic. Again, a light westerly flow will develop again today. And we have generally aloft a southerly flow just pumping in the moisture across the area. We have plenty of moisture available for showers, and they will pop up again this afternoon in inland areas first, and then those showers, a few of them, may drift back toward the coastline as we head into the evening hours, but they'll be dissipating as they do that, so the heaviest of the rain will definitely be east of the interstate. Mostly sunny near the coast, inland showers, and then better weekend rain chances. And there's why. We have an area of interest, we'll call it. We've been watching this area for, about 10, 15 days now down in the Caribbean. Chance for formation here over the next couple of days it's not going to happen. But over the next 5 days, as this system moves into areas of the lower Gulf waters, the Bay of Campeche, we could see some development start to occur, and then its moisture lift up toward Texas and Mexico. It's not really a player in our forecast. We'll have more chance of rainfall from a trough of low pressure sinking southward. The reason we're not seeing any development is the upper level winds are just way too strong to allow this system to have the thunderstorms begin to talk to each other and organize into some sort of larger scale system. Not going to happen. And on this map, the areas in blue show those stronger, ripping winds aloft that just tear thunderstorms apart. And it's all over the Caribbean. We have some better conditions for development here in the Gulf waters as we progress through time. And there's some indication that if that system makes it up into this area right here, they might get some brief kinds of organization going on that would encourage more shower and thunderstorm formation with time before it moves on shore. That's system one. Also of interest are the water temperatures out in the far Atlantic. This is kind of interesting to see. We are looking at temperatures that have a large plume of an area that in the central Gulf where there is the breeding grounds for our larger hurricanes, a large area where the water temperature is not even at 80 degrees yet. I mean, we have some lower 70s off the coast of Africa. This is the coldest this water has been in the history of record keeping, which actually doesn't go back that far, to about 1990 because it's measured by satellites. But still, with temperatures that cold, it's hard to imagine it not impacting our hurricane season and producing perhaps fewer, less intense storms. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, it only takes one storm over your area to make it a bad season. Northwest wind at about 10 knots, changing to about west at 5 later in the day. 2-foot seas, light chop. Forecast for the week ahead looks good. We'll look for temperatures that'll generally be warm near the 90-degree mark. Not much change from the average there. And rain chances mostly in inland areas. Along the coastline, 20 to 30% will do it. By Sunday into Monday, our rain chances go up a bit, but trend back down next work week. Back to you. All
right, thanks, John. Let's start off with your first alert traffic in Manatee County, where we do have one issue to tell you about there. Still going on, there's an accident 66th Avenue westbound. There's an accident right there at 67th Street. So there's a lot of sixes in this one. 66th Avenue westbound. There's an accident right there at 67th Street. So look out for that one. Also 41 South as you're coming over the bridges. Those are starting to slow down as well. 301 State Road 70, some delays in that area as well. In Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad out there. So not even our normal hot spots like University and Fruitville, all running pretty smooth right now. If you're headed farther south, 75, 41, both of those are still running pretty decent right now. It is 6:16, and that is your first alert traffic.
Manatee County commissioners plan to fix some shopping plaza sinkholes and send the bill to the plaza owners. Yeah, some storm drains beneath the parking lot at the Cortez Plaza Shopping Center caused holes 3 years ago. In fact, they're fenced off now. The problem has led to flooding in nearby neighborhoods. The shopping center's owner has not made the necessary repairs despite numerous fines. Once repairs are complete, the county will put a lien on the property to recoup the costs.
Well, now to a new alert about ticks after a mother's frightening discovery. Her 5-year-old daughter was temporarily paralyzed from a tick bite. She rushed her to the hospital after noticing a tick on her head. Tests came back confirming that that tick bite was behind the paralysis. It can actually be caused by a toxin that is spread to humans by certain types of ticks. Now, while it is pretty rare, it's most likely to happen when kids. Now, of course, once the tick is removed, the little girl's paralysis, her symptoms went away, and thankfully, she is now back to her normal self. In this hour's Health Smart, June is PTSD Awareness Month, and more service dogs these days are being used to help veterans with PTSD.
ABC's Arlette Sines explains why.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Its life-changing anxiety strikes many of our veterans, and PTSD can be a hard condition to treat. There are service dogs trained to calm and soothe the symptoms of PTSD, especially the hyperarousal or on-edge feeling that stress brings. Oddly, the well-known stress hormone cortisol is actually lower in those with PTSD. Their brains have overloaded cortisol so often, they've stopped producing it. Researchers at Purdue gave 45 veterans with PTSD a service dog. A similar group was on a wait list to get a dog and served as a control group. Dogs proved to have a strong effect. Saliva tests show that veterans with a service dog had a higher, more normal cortisol output in the morning compared to those on the wait list. The dog decreased anxiety, sleep disturbances, as well as drinking in those with PTSD. This was a small study sponsored by veterinarian groups and Bayer Animal Health, and individuals have different baseline cortisol levels in the morning, so bigger studies are needed. Additional treatment for PTSD may have affected the results too, but veterans struggling with stubborn PTSD may need some canine help to get better. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Sines, ABC News.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A raccoon on a mission. We're going to tell you where this little guy was headed that made the video go all kinds of viral online. Plus, Marla.
I'm live at Booker High School, which is also one out of 11 evacuation centers here in Sarasota County who will be accepting pets for hurricane season. We're going to be telling you how to keep your pet safe this hurricane season if a storm heads our way and they have to head over to an evacuation center this season.
6:19 right now. Peek outside at Sarasota Bay, Longboat Key, off in the distance, off to a pretty start today. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Are you a Christian author with a book that you're ready to share with the world but need a publisher? Christian Faith Publishing, America's largest Christian publisher, cuts through the confusion. We'll handle all the complicated publishing issues like copyrights, barcodes, royalties, digital conversions, and more. We publish all types of books and will place your book for sale at all major booksellers like Amazon, Apple, Google, and Barnes & Noble, offering it to millions.
Call for your free author submission kit at 1-800-954-0732.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Everybody can make something because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
It is 6:22. Welcome back. Well, move over, King Kong. You've got some competition. Check this out. A raccoon spotted in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, scaling a 23-story skyscraper. The video of this brave little guy went viral online. He's like, hey, just checking to see what you guys are doing in here. Yeah. People even started sharing videos from inside and outside of the building, each floor by floor, so you could kind of follow his progress. Animal control was a little vertically challenged when it came to just how to get the little guy down from the building, but they were finally able to set a trap on the roof and get him to safety. He and the Rock are now making a movie together.
How do I get down,
right?
he says. Meantime, an unusual discovery also involving animals in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. A snake slithered across a parking lot and into a customer's car. This is in Oklahoma. Workers tried to get it out of the car, but needed some help from local police. Instead, Chick-fil-A thanked the officers for removing the snake and gave them some free meals as payment.
I feel like those police officers should meet our Sarasota police officers who have to wrestle alligators. So I feel like they could share some stories together.
Yes. Suddenly snakes sound better.
Yeah. Well, President Trump is now having to defend this week's historic summit with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un.
ABC's Jonathan Karl tells us why.
In this morning's GMA First Look on the long flight home from Singapore, the president offered a big thank you to his new negotiating partner. The world has taken a big step back from potential nuclear catastrophe, he tweeted. No more rocket launches, nuclear testing, or research. The hostages are back home with their families. Thank you to Chairman Kim. Our day together was historic. Overnight, North Korean state media lauded the deal, saying it has put an end to the extreme hostile relations between North Korea and the U.S. One concession that is raising concerns, what the president told George about putting an end to the joint U.S.-South Korean military exercises.
Did you talk about pulling troops out, U.S. troops out?
We didn't discuss that, no, but we're not going to play the war games.
Coming up at 7 a.m., George Stephanopoulos leads our full live coverage. With your GMA First Look, I'm Jonathan Karl, ABC News, Singapore.
I thought I was managing my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, but I realized something was missing. Me. The thought of my symptoms returning was keeping me from being there for the people and things I love most. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira can help get and keep UC under control when other medications haven't worked well enough. And it helps people achieve control that lasts, so you could experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, control is possible.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
I hear all these fire engines, I'm thinking, what's going on? And then all of a sudden the helicopter's like right above, and I'm thinking, this is not good.
Wildfires out west causing thousands across several states to evacuate their homes, causing destruction all over there.
A victory parade today in Venice for 2 state championship high school teams. We'll tell you what roads will be closed and when.
And while you're preparing hurricane kits for your family, don't forget about your pets. We've got a live report as to what you need to keep them safe and secure in the event of a storm. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning to you. It is 6:30 on this Wednesday morning, halfway through the week. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. A slight chance of showers later on today. We're getting near that summertime pattern, John.
Yeah, getting close to it. The sea breeze will build this afternoon. Plenty of moisture to work with, but again, it'll be kind of hit and miss. Becky in Mayaca phoned in and reported that she has 63 degrees, kind of a cool start for her, but the skies darkened, the thunder roared, and she didn't get a drop of rain yesterday. Hopefully today's the day for her. There'll certainly be numerous showers building along the sea breeze front and inland areas along the coastline. Not nearly as many. We've got one lone shower kind of fizzling out toward Fort Myers, but otherwise things are pretty quiet this morning. I only give it about a 10% chance of a coastal shower during morning drive time. Cooper in central Sarasota reports 73 degrees. Other temperatures are pretty representative of that. 73 at the airport, 76 in Venice, 75 Northport, Bradenton at 73, Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca, all at 73 as well. So we're looking at some cloud cover that moves by from time to time, but there'll be plenty of sunshine as well to help boost our temperatures again up to the upper 80s. When that happens, we'll get about a 30% chance of mostly inland rain. Back to you.
Talk to you soon. Still an ongoing issue there in the area near I-75, 66th Avenue westbound. An accident there at 67th Street, so be aware of that if you live in that section of the region. Otherwise, 301 showing some congestion northbound as you approach State Road 70. Checking farther south now, the upper half of Sarasota County. So far, so good. Nothing major to report, just some congestion there in Newtown in both directions on 301. Also east of I-75 on Clark Road in the eastbound lanes. And our final map for the south show no problems right now at 6:31.
While those wildfires out west are really wreaking havoc right now, thousands have been forced to leave their homes as flames scorched over 20,000 acres across several states. John Lawrence has a look at the damage so far.
A brush fire in the Benedict Canyon area is posing a threat to the ritzy area in Southern California.
I hear all these fire engines, I'm thinking, what's going on? And then all of a sudden the helicopter's like right above, and I'm thinking, this is not good. So I looked out the window and there was that big black plume of smoke.
The Portola fire forced dozens of households to evacuate.
It's very complex, heavy brush. These areas have not been burned for many, many years, and we're fortunate now we don't have erratic wind and weather conditions.
Washington State is also dealing with a major blaze. The Soap Lake fire has burned about 2,000 acres. Some residents who evacuated were allowed to return home, but they've been warned they may have to leave again.
Fire season is here, especially here in the Columbia Basin.
Colorado crews have the Buffalo Mountain Fire to deal with.
We called in an aggressive air attack, recognizing a location near two big subdivisions here in the Wilderness and Mesa Cortina area.
Also in Colorado is the 416 fire, which has burned more than 23,000 acres and closed the San Juan National Forest. That fire also forced Sarah and Michael Kramer to move their wedding ceremony this past weekend, but they made the most of the situation with unique photos to remember their special day. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Manatee County has chosen an interim school superintendent. Last night the board voted 4-1 in favor of Deputy Superintendent Cynthia Saunders. Of course, the current superintendent, Diana Green, is leaving at month's end for the top job in Jacksonville. Now, Green and Saunders arrived here together 5 years ago from Marion County. Saunders has worked alongside Green as Deputy Superintendent for Instructional Services.
I've come to know her as a very methodical yet decisive decision maker, and that's what we need right now.
I think it's imperative that we go through a full process and choose the right person, but I think Cynthia Saunders is that person.
Now, there was some concern that Green would try to bring Saunders with her to Duval County.
Speaking of Manatee County, the school board there are getting some kudos for staying under budget. A report released by S&P Global Ratings gives the school board an A, which is 2 levels higher than the district's previous grade. Now, that report says in part that the grade reflects the board's recent trend of stable operating performance and improved reserves, adding that the board operated below budget in 2018 by more than $8 million.
In Sarasota County, school officials and law enforcement sat down for the first time to talk about how to staff the schools with security. Earlier this year, the state required schools to have armed guards in each school. The question now is how to do it, how to pay for it. The district and local law enforcement are now planning on having county or city guards in case the district hasn't hired their own officers yet.
Timing has been the biggest stressor to me, quite honestly. And what I heard this morning is an offer from our local partners to say, let us start the school year in all of your elementary schools, and when your force is ready, you can relieve us of that responsibility.
Even though the superintendent was very aggressive in his mannerisms and comments about not needing the sheriff's office services, I answer to the community, not to the superintendent. And I'm going to make sure the elementary schools are safe.
With me as well. Well, one issue not discussed, the cost of this. That's something they plan on discussing in the near future.
Happening this morning, the Sarasota County Commission will discuss a potential ban on the cultivation and sale of recreational marijuana. On the agenda this morning, they're going to be setting up a meeting to get input from the public on the subject. The meeting is going to kick off today at 9 in Commission chambers. Well, we are officially 13 days into hurricane season, and imagine being in a storm and not knowing what to do with your pet. Well, the good news, all 11 evacuation centers in Sarasota County are now pet-friendly.
Marla Spence is at one of those right now. She's live at Booker High School in North Sarasota. Marla?
Good morning, guys. So far this hurricane season, we've told you how to prepare yourself, your family, and also your home. But what about your pet? This morning, we're telling you how to get them ready for hurricane season, especially if a storm heads our way and you have to head to an hurricane evacuation center. Now, according to ready.gov, they say you should not only have a kit for yourself, but also your pet. It should include contact information just in case you and your pet get separated if you're in a hurricane center. Your kit should also have at least a 3-day supply of food and water. Also, don't forget to have your pet's registration, adoption, and vaccination documents on hand. And also, putting together a first aid kit would not be a bad idea. You can pack things like flea and tick prevention, latex gloves, and antibiotic ointment. And one last important thing, to pack are sanitation items like litter, a litter box, paper towel, plastic trash bags, and a small container of bleach. Now remember, hurricane evacuation centers are unfamiliar to pets, so bringing familiar items like toys, treats, and also bedding would be a great idea to help reduce stress. I'm Marla Spencer reporting live in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. An unspeakable tragedy for Olympic gold medalist Bodie Miller. Miller says his wife and 19-year-old daughter were visiting a neighbor when his daughter walked away unnoticed. Police say she was found in a pool. Not clear how long she was underwater. The infant was rushed to a hospital, but later died. In an Instagram post, Miller says they are beyond devastated.
Well, more sand is finally coming to Lido Beach. This comes after the city was granted about $13 million in federal money. A local state of emergency had been declared there. The city's initial plan calls for sand to be pumped from Big Pass to help restore more than 2 miles of the badly eroded beach. Lido Beach visitors welcome the news.
Whatever they got to spend, they got to do it. It's got to be done. They're going to be losing money. These hotels and these people that own property here. Come on, they pay their taxes.
City officials say that sand is expected to be placed on the beach very soon. The 15-year plan will include restoration projects about every 5 years.
The University of South Florida Sundome has a new name. Starting July 1st, it'll be called the Yuengling Center. USF reached a deal with Yuengling for the naming rights, which will be in place for the next 10 years on Fowler Avenue in Tampa.
Happening today, the city of Venice and Venice High School are going to be hosting the Parade of Champions. Now here's a look at the parade route itself. It's going to be celebrating Venice's 2018 baseball state championship and Class 2A wrestling state champ in the 138-pound weight class. Now that parade is going to kick off tonight about 6 o'clock from Venice Elementary School.
They have had their share of champions this year.
Yeah, they sure have.
Football and volleyball and now this. Way to go. 6:39 right now.
Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast.
This morning, Facebook has a new problem, and I'll tell you all about it and how you might have been affected when we come back. But first, here's a peek outside our window at Sarasota Bay, the 10th Street boat ramp and Longboat Key off in the distance.
Looks like a nice morning so far, but maybe some showers in the forecast a little bit later on this afternoon, John Scalzi?
Yes, absolutely right. We have on our maps the fire danger index showing yellow on our map in Sarasota. It's now in the moderate category. We could use some rain around, but unfortunately, we're just not seeing any. And the forecast, if you're taking a walk at the beach, calls for mostly sunny and dry conditions. 3 beach balls out of 4. Complete forecast in a minute.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hello, Mom. Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it should be a pretty dry morning out there. We're looking at only a 10% chance. I think I'm probably being generous giving it that much, but about a 10% chance that an onshore wind flow might bring an isolated shower near the coastline, a spot of drizzle. That's about it, really. That's all you're going to see. Otherwise, as we head into the afternoon, that's when our best rain chance will be, similar to the last several days. Showers and thunderstorms building inland could produce some pretty good rainfall as that dissipates. The showers dissipate with the end of daytime heating. We may see a few of the showers drift back toward the coastline. Radar right now, quiet as a mouse across the Suncoast. There are no rain showers anywhere near the coast. Inland, nowhere. Looking dry. As we head into the afternoon, I think a combination of factors, this southerly wind flow aloft in our atmosphere will bring moisture northward and really kind of saturate our atmosphere. We had that dry slot to start off the week. Well, that's kind of gone now. The moisture is here. The rain shower chances are increasing. High pressure out in the Atlantic will bring us a light wind flow, so a sea breeze will build. We'll see showers build in inland areas, and then they'll drift back toward the coast as we head into the evening, and they tend to just sort of fall apart as they do that. So we won't see really heavy rainfall near the coast, and the showers you get near the coast will be isolated in nature, but inland have a chance of much better coverage. Mostly sunny conditions for us today. Inland showers, the best rain chance. And then over the weekend, perhaps some slightly better rain chances as some tropical moisture lifts northward. Here's the rainfall coverage over the last 24 hours. And in some locations, especially inland, we're seeing some pretty good rainfall totals, pushing, some 3-4 inch rainfalls in inland areas. But close to the coastline, you just didn't get a whole lot, measured in the 1/10 of an inch or really none at all. And that's kind of what we'll see again today, the same sort of pattern, the heaviest rain falling inland. Also, the red tide status is not particularly good. The latest reports indicate that we have some fairly heavy concentrations in some locations. Beach spotters from Moat Marine not reporting any fish kills that they have seen at the isolated locations where they take their sampling. But there's certainly some irritants in the air, and Siesta Key being identified as an intense location for some red tide irritant in the atmosphere. Could lead to some respiratory irritation for some folks. So anywhere from really Lido Key southward, the concentrations are at least in the moderate categories. And the drift of the red tide is forecast to be southward for a while, but then in the extended period start lifting back to the north. So not a great situation for red tide right now. We certainly don't like to see that at our beaches. But watch for it this afternoon if you are headed to the coastline. Around the Caribbean, just off the coast of Nicaragua, is a favored location for development over the next 5 days. Now, over the next couple of days, don't expect to see much to develop, but as we head into day 4 or 5 and this system kind of lifts up into this area of the Gulf waters, there is a chance for a brief period of intensification or organization, I should say, before it lifts northward toward the Mexican or Texas coastline. Basically, it's going to be a rainmaker, not much more than that. It's not going to be a windstorm, but it could produce some fairly heavy rainfall along that coastline when they need it, too. For us, our rain chances will go up because of a little trough of low pressure that may develop on the east coast, and that could enhance our rainfall chances on this coast as well. Plus, we'll have this kind of infusion of tropical moisture as this whole system lifts northward toward the western Gulf waters. So all that combining together will bump up our rain chances a little bit. It won't be a rain out, not by any stretch of the imagination, but the rain chances will be going up a little as we head into Sunday particularly. Northwest wind at about 10 knots becomes more westerly during the afternoon, pushing those red tide irritants closer to the coast. 30% chance of rain today, tomorrow, the day after, and then as we head into Saturday, perhaps Saturday night, we start to cloud up with better rain chances on Sunday. About a 40% chance. It'll be kind of a typical summer's day on Sunday, and then as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week, we'll trend rain chances down just a little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Taking a look outside to your first alert traffic. 301 northbound if you're heading toward Braden on that almost as you get by 41. Starting to see some real delays in that spot as well. Also, the intersection of 301 and State Road 70, definitely some delays and congestion in that spot. One other spot to tell you about, 66th Avenue westbound. There's an accident right there at 67th Court, so be careful of that one. In Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad just yet. A little bit of a slowdown right there on Fruitville, right by 41. But other than that, most of the roads right there in Sarasota County, at least in northern part, are running smooth. 75 and 41 if you are headed southbound in farther south in Sarasota County. Both of those are actually running pretty smooth at this hour as well. 6:48, that is your first alert traffic. Well, a bug in Facebook software may have made millions of users' private posts very public. The glitch switched the default privacy settings to public for as many as 14 million Facebook users. The company says it is notifying all the users who were affected. That bug was active from May 18th through May the 22nd. Some good advice for everyone, though, this morning. Double check your Facebook privacy settings right now.
Happening today and tomorrow, your chance to talk about the future of the city-owned Bobby Jones Golf Course. Last year, the city paid a consultant $100,000 to suggest improvements to the 45-hole complex. He submitted $20 million in ideas. Now, keep in mind the course has lost money each year for the past decade, and with golf on the decline nationwide, some say it might be time to sell the course or at least privatize the management. So there are 4 meetings set for today and tomorrow, the first one at 2 p.m. at the Payne Park Auditorium. A complete list is on our website, mysuncoast.com.
Well, the men accused of dragging a shark behind a vote in this video that went viral are back in court today. Michael Robert Wenzel and Robert Lee Benak will both be in a Tampa courtroom later on this morning for a case hearing. Now, there were 3 originally charged in the case, but last month, one of the suspects' charges were dropped.
Still ahead, your top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
And that, of course, includes a last look at today's forecast and the roads one more time before your morning commute.
Here's a peek outside our window, some sunshine poking through, he tried to say. Here's Sarasota Bay, Longboat Key off in the distance. Pretty shot there. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC 7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration. Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Coming up on Good Morning America, a health alert for you this morning. The new warning about the potential link between popular prescription medications and depression. All right, 6:53. We've got the top 7 before 7.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
Yeah, what to take with you as you head out the door? I'd say sunglasses and a sunscreen. Maybe an umbrella if you live inland or plan to spend some time there this afternoon, because there could be some showers and thunderstorms ongoing. For today, mostly sunny skies near the coastline. However, inland showers are a pretty good bet. Current temperature is 73 degrees. Don't forget, take us along with you on the First Alert Weather app. You'll need that radar later on today if you're traveling along inland areas. And we also have updated forecasts always available at mysuncoast.com, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll be posting red tide statistics there a bit later this morning. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, the only issue on the roads right now is in Manatee County. 66th Avenue westbound accident at 67th Street. Be aware of that. Otherwise, all clear right now on Suncoast roads.
All right, number 3, let's take a live look at Booker High School, which is one of the 11 pet-friendly hurricane evacuation centers. Don't forget about your pets this season. If a storm hits, you should have a kit ready for your pet that includes food, water, and vaccination proof.
Number 4, a controversial mega merger has been approved. AT&T will buy Time Warner for $85 billion.
Number 5, Manatee County School Board gets an A rating for coming in under their operating budget last year. That A is 2 levels higher than the district's previous grade.
Number 6, a parade of champions tonight in Venice. The city will celebrate the high school's state champion baseball and wrestling teams. The parade starts at 6 p.m. at Venice Elementary School.
And number 7, what's trending today? Well, a big spike in you men getting plastic surgery. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, more guys are getting breast reductions, lipo, and tummy tucks. Now, here's the interesting part. Why this big spike? Well, the study says the biggest reason is all that pressure from posts on social media. Guys are feeling a little bit less secure themselves, so they're going under the knife to fix it.
We get a bulk discount for all these things?
Can you get a 3-fer? I do not know.
You want a carpool?
Yeah, sure. I'm in. I'm in. Get a group discount. They have Groupon for that sort of thing? I don't know.
They may.
They may.
They may. We will look into it. You guys don't need anything. You look fabulous.
Aren't you sweet?
Yes. Thanks for that $20 during commercial break for saying all that.
Facebook Live from the Surgery Center. I'm John Scalzi here.
Sure. Hey, I put some trees in the forest, if you know what I'm talking about.
Jeez.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Nope, I don't.
Tell you later.
I don't.
Email us. We'll tell you. Hey, have a good day, folks. It's Wednesday. Should be a nice one out there until some showers this afternoon. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast.
All right. Good Morning America is straight ahead.